Spectral Flight on a Geist of St. Traft, and that's not as appealing when your opponent has Geist of St. Traft and Phantasmal Images to really just take care of your Geist. So obviously he's going to want to put the Spectral Flights on something else, or maybe even board them out entirely. His is basically a more aggressive version. He's got 2 copies of Mutagenic Growth, which can be something of a blowout in a lot of situations. Obviously, blocking or chumping. Basically, if Mark attacks, he can block and pump his own guy. That kind of thing. Basically, using the Mutagenic Growth as removal, I would assume, and I guess eventually as kind of a pseudo burn spell if Mark is within range. But he doesn't have any equipment. I believe, does he have 1 main deck equipment? Yeah, 1 main deck Divine Offering, yeah. When I said equipment, I meant equipment removal.
Right, sure.
Yeah, so I was looking for Divine Offering there. So he's got 1 main deck. Mark has 2 Sword of Feast and Famine, as these lists tend to do. So looking at Mark's list, it is, I believe, the exact 75 that Jerry ran. Jerry changed his list slightly from last week. He cut the 2 Thought Scours and the Divine Offering from the main deck to make room for the 4th Restoration Angel, an additional Gut Shot, and the 4th Gitaxian Probe. So, but otherwise it's mostly the same. He cut a Moorland Haunt and a Plains to add 2 Cavern of Souls, and that could actually be relevant in this matchup here because Jeff...
he's got the Mana Leaks.
Jeff does have some Mana Leaks, and he doesn't have Cavern of Souls himself, so we could maybe see a trump in the form of Mark's deck being able to cast uncounterable guys while Jeff, sits there and holds his Mana Leaks. So it'll be interesting.
Looks like the players are getting ready to present here.
Yeah.
See if we can get this match rolling. It's going to be interesting.
Mark's taking a deep breath there.
Calm down. Having a good time. How important is the die roll for this match?
I think it's pretty important. It's gonna being on the play is really gonna help. To just be able to get the edge. But after boards, it might not be as relevant because typically for the mirror match, they're both going to kind of board into more of a controlling deck.
Sure. And that would have to give Mark almost the edge in this case since his deck is more controlling to begin with.
Right, and also I think his deck is more newer technology, but it's also proven technology in that how well it did last week, how well it's already been doing today. So I know you guys didn't want to see a Delver mirror, but you gotta watch Mark's Son. You gotta respect.
Yeah, well,
Mark's Son.
that is part of where we're at right now, and we want to show the best matches that are the best players that are playing. And
absolutely,
they happen to all be playing
playing Delver.
Yeah, at least in some iteration. Yeah, Mark is actually known more as a legacy player. I think made top 8. If not, I don't know how far he got into the top 8, but he made top 8 of legacy champs last year. I'd have to look it up, but I know he's a legacy guy, and I think he's even surprised to find himself sitting at 7-0 in a standard tournament. He actually tweeted earlier. I'll bring it up here. Something like. I'll find it right here. I'll just actually quote it instead of paraphrasing it. Yeah, now 7-0. What sorcery is this? Oh, it's the one that flips Delver. So
looks like the players are presented. Not sure if we've had any mulligans yet.
Who's at 6? Mark
has gone down to 6. Okay. It's been a really busy day here today, but everything seems to be going relatively smoothly as far as the tournament side of things going. And Mark has just gone down to 5.
Gone to 5.
Okay. So.
Well, if there's any deck that can come back from a 5-card hand, it's Delver.
Delver.
Lots of manipulation, lots of cantrips, and card selection.
Yes, this deck deck doesn't seem to mulligan that much.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Is Mark just typically an aggressive mulligan player, or?
I'm not sure. Haven't watched him play so often,
Okay.
but you know, sometimes you just got a mulligan.
So what's been the strangest thing you've seen walk by the booth today with the con going on around us?
Actually, I haven't seen anything strange that I can think of that walked by the booth. But then again, you know, I'm just kind of sitting here, usually looking at a monitor, not what's going on around me, unless it's really drawing my attention. But there's a woman clapping to a stroller right now. She actually looks like she's just clapping for fun, not at the stroller anymore.
The stroller is just secondary to this equation.
So have you seen some crazy things?
Well, the craziest thing that I've saw really has just been that they actually have people whose sole purpose at the convention working here is to go around and check and make sure that all the people's weapons are not real. And so Mark.
Oh yeah, I saw a little bit of that. So all right, we got a turn 1 Gitaxian probe. Oh, turn 1 Delver from Jeff. Turn 1 Gitaxian probe from Mark shows Island Vapor Snag Ponder something. He scooped them up too quick.
So we're going to see Mark with a Seachrome Coast, and there's not a lot of action going on. Delver's going to come across. Take Mark down to 17. Island taps for Ponder. Let's see what we're going to get. So we're looking at... Oh, no clue. It's on Island in there somewhere. Oh, he's sending them away. Okay.
Jeff's hand not great, but not terrible either, being able to ponder. Have multiple ponders to kind of fix his hand. I don't know if I saw a land that produces white, but that could have been the card that I sort of missed, because I missed. There was one mystery card that he just picked up really fast.
Looks like he's got... maybe he has a Glacial Fortress in hand?
Yeah, that may have been the card that I missed. So
No, he just drew a Seachrome Coast.
draws off ponder. He's fine with white mana now. I think he's got a Moorland Hunt in there.
That's what it... Yep. Okay, so he's going to tap that, and he's going to send another Ponder.
So Jeff, 2 ponders this turn, and gets another one there.
He's got a Geist there, and let's see if he can't... Is that Geist, a Ponder, and a Delver?
It's a pretty nice little...
I think so. It was Geist Ponder something. Oh, it was
No,
Probe.
So we're looking at Seachrome Coast, a Cavern of Souls, Snapcaster, Vapor Snag,
And Restoration Angel.
Restoration Angel, alright.
So that is one card that Jeff does not have. And Cavern of Souls is another one that he doesn't have. So Mark's going to have no problem resolving whichever creature type it is that he decides he wants to name there.
We're going to see, it's going to be interesting to see if Jeff is going to be able to resolve this Geist next turn.
Vapor Snag on your Delver, says Mark. And board is clear yet again, and I believe life totals are even now. Jeff should have taken one from that Vapor Snag. Mark plays Snapcaster Mage.
See that Probe come flying back?
Probe you. Now we get a chance to take a look. So he's got double Geist.
2 Geists now.
Yeah, double Geist, Delver, I believe Vapor Snag, Island, and Moorland Hunt.
And that's going to run Mark down to 15. Draw for the turn. He's going to put down a Geist.
Geist of St. Trask resolves. Mark swings with the Snapcaster, offering up the trade.
Seems like some good value.
Not surprised that Jeff decided not to block.
And there's a Geist.
Mark has a Geist of his own. So that must have been off the top. We didn't see that in his hand.
Yeah. So there was a removal spell there.
Mark said, see, you could have traded for the Snapcaster.
Alright.
Although we know Jeff, and Mark knows that Jeff has a second Geist. And there it is.
There he is. And we're going to see that Delver come back down.
Yep.
Untap here. Let's see what action we have from Mark.
So Mark can go Cavern of Souls, name Angel. That would be my guess.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty strong...
Swings in with the Snapcaster.
Once again, electing not to trade. I'm going to ponder. Looks like
Yeah, if I'm Jeff, I don't trade either.
No. There is a Divine Offering, it looks like, in there.
So, theoretically, Mark named Angel. I mean, I'm almost positive he named Angel. So that's going to hold that Geist back, or he's going to get it chump blocked.
Yep.
I think if I'm Mark, I block the Geist. Is he gonna? Okay, he's got a Vapor Snag.
Snag.
We knew he had the Vapor Snag. I had just forgotten.
Oh, it's Dismember.
So was that a Dismember?
Yeah.
I looked like he had the Vapor Snag. Yeah, I know he does have a Vapor Snag. So he dismembers the Angel. Okay. And
It's a good round of combat for Jeff.
yeah, Jeff actually in pretty good shape there. Mark needs to find some sort of answer to that Geist. Probably just a Geist of his
Yeah,
own.
but see, Geist seems like the best answer for Geist right now.
He does have 4 copies, and so does Jeff. Jeff's now seen 2 of his. Mark's only seen 1 of his. So,
We're going to see a Spirit Token come in.
and some sort of proxy looks to have shown up and made Mark scoop. No, I don't know. I think it was a Divine Offering or something.
That was the only white card I see.
Yeah, I think.
Porcelain Legion? No?
I don't know what it was. It was so quick, but was it flipping the Delver? Is that what was happening? That's what I think was
Yeah,
relevant,
okay.
and that's why Mark scooped him up. At least that's what I assume.
Yeah, it seems good. All right, so we're going to start this game off again. See if we can get full 7-card grips and go. Just looking at the sideboard here, looks like Jeff is probably likely to bring out those leaks. I don't know.
Well, he's got 2 Ghost Quarters that he could use for the Cavern of Souls if he wants.
Is Cavern of Souls actually a problem for Jeff?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't really know. He could also just make room in his deck by cutting some mana leaks. I think he could bring them in, but I don't think he will.
Yeah. Ratchet Bombs, obviously.
Phantasmal Images for sure.
Yes.
And since he's seen that Mark appears to be playing Jerry's list, he'd probably bring in that other copy of Divine Offering, maybe even the Revoke Existence as well. I wouldn't be surprised.
So what is Mark going to bring in here?
Taking a look, also looking at Twitter. I don't know what I don't know if Mark blinked the Snapcaster with the Angel. He may have chosen not to.
Yeah.
All we know is that the Angel got dismembered, and I don't think Mark had any way to. I mean, he could have blinked the Snapcaster, and he didn't have any mana available to flash anything back. But a Gitaxian Probe, which is a sorcery, so he can't play it. So I'm not sure that would have really been relevant. Was the Snapcaster tapped? Is that what it was? And maybe he could have untapped it to. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
It happened very fast. So obviously we don't have audio for the players. So what I presumed was happening was was Restoration Angel flashing in to block the Geist.
Right.
I don't know how far along things got. I don't know if he didn't even declare blockers. I don't know where the Dismember came in, but there should have been a point where Mark, made the decision to either blink the Snapcaster or not. If it was before declare blockers, then he could have, after the Dismember, he could have used the Snapcaster to block the Geist. So it's
So I mean, he would have had to have if he intended to block with it. He would have had to have flashed in before declare blockers.
right, exactly. So it would have been before declare blockers. We just don't know where the Dismember came in.
Right.
Theoretically, I think that Mark maybe just missed it, and he probably could have blinked the Snapcaster because
You're choosing not to do it. You are not required to blink the blink the target.
But apparently you're required to target. Is that right?
Well, yeah. Because in any instance of the word target on a card, that has to be chosen as part of casting the spell. So, for example, with Phantasmal Image, if you target the Phantasmal Image, even if you choose not to blink it, you still targeted it.
Which kills it. Right.
So yeah, that's just part of how the mechanics of the game work, and as you cast a spell, you have to choose your targets that are required, even if you're not going to use that effect.
Right. So but that's when Restoration Angel comes into play. Then that's when that trigger goes. So that's when the targeting would happen, right? So it would happen once the Angel was already in play. Okay. So Angel comes into play for Mark. Triggers on the stack. The whole question is where the Dismember was.
Yeah.
You know, where was it after Mark had decided not to blink anything, or was it, you know, in response to the trigger? And Mark could have maybe gone, okay, blink my Snapcaster, block your Geist.
Yeah.
You know, it could have been very relevant, but it did happen very quickly. And I think sometimes, actually often, and I'm speaking from experience, you get stuck on a line of play, and he's like, I'm going to flash in Restoration Angel and block, and it gets dismembered, and he's like, oh, that didn't work. Okay, keep going, you know, move on, and doesn't look for the other opportunity he had to block.
Right. That trigger might just have gotten
just lost in the shuffle
with the Dismember, and you know that's perfectly fine. So they're getting ready to start up game 2 of this match. Once again, we're leading off with a probe from Mark.
Ponder, snag. Is that Revoke Existence or Divine Offering? I think it's Divine Offering.
It is Divine Offering. And a gut shot.
And a Seachrome Coast. Yeah, so Jeff, again, with a hand that doesn't look incredible, but it doesn't look bad, and he's got double Ponder to get himself some aggression if he wants.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with having a solidly average hand.
Yeah, in Delver.
And Delver, especially when you're in game 2 and you're already up 1.
So Mark just plays Seachrome Coast, passes. Jeff goes Seachrome Coast, Ponder.
Must have liked what he saw. Live it up. Probe of his own. Let's see what
I love this because we get to see both players' hands.
It's so nice.
Phantasmal Image.
Snapcaster.
That's another Divine Offering there.
Yeah, got a Geist
of Saint Trap. That's the one Plains in the deck, and a Glacial Fortress. So that'll let that Glacial Fortress come into play untapped.
And so Mark has all the mana he needs to have a very good day.
Yeah. He's got Image for any opposing Geists. He's got a Geist of his own.
Yep. Snapcaster to draw some cards. That Geist is looking pretty dangerous right now.
Yeah, I mean, those Vapor Snags aren't going to do much. Jeff needs to draw into an Image or a Geist of his own. Now, as far as images go,
he's got 3 in the sideboard.
3 in the board, so they're probably in the main, or you know, they're in the deck now. So, excuse me.
Yeah, we're going to see another
Snapcaster flashes back Probe, and
there's the Geist.
Jeff did draw into the Geist. He's got Geist, Divine Offering, Ponder, Vapor Snag, Gut Shot, Island. And Gut Shot will take out the Snapcaster.
You want to see that Ponder again?
Yep. Ponder from Jeff.
So how much better has Restoration Angel made this deck?
I think a lot better. I think the ability to pass the turn with 4 mana up is huge. You just, you know, I could counter your spell, I could snag one of your guys, and if none of that seems appealing, I'll flash in a beater that's gonna live through most damage-based removal that we've got in the format. So
Mark's gonna put down a Geist.
Yep, Geist of Saint Trap from Mark, and that'll force Jeff's hand here. I predict Jeff plays Geist of Saint Trap.
It seems very likely.
Thank God that card is legendary.
Can you imagine the game states? Jeff taking some time here, figure out what his options are if he wants to do this right now, or if he's just gonna take a few damage and then get down there. But I don't see what the advantage could possibly be there.
Yeah, I think you play Geist here.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
So Geist dies. That's fine. Mark untaps.
Draws another Geist.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't see that.
Theoretically, yeah.
That would be the plan, right? So Jeff is gonna pull here. Still sitting on those 2 snags. Divine Offering is awful lonely right now. It looks like Mark has more reason to bring those in, actually. You have to assume that Jeff probably brought in some swords.
Yeah, and Mark probably doesn't know it, but Porcelain Legionnaire is in Jeff's main deck, so...
Jeff is going to Snapcaster into a Ponder here. And I think he's going to send those back. No. Looks like he kept the Porcelain Legionnaire there. Island, I didn't catch the third.
I think he's got double, Mark has double image in his hand. Pretty sure. Maybe I missed that, but...
No, I think I saw that correctly as well.
Snapcaster on the attack for Jeff.
Mark's probably going to take 2. We're going to see... Yep.
There's Porcelain Legionnaire.
Porcelain Legionnaire coming down.
And Mark may be a little surprised to see that.
That is the hand expression of someone who is surprised.
Yeah, right. What does it look like when somebody is surprised? What does somebody's hand look like?
Yes.
Well, pretty much like that. They just freeze.
Well, so it's a visual. Huh. Oh.
And Divine Offering for Jeff's Porcelain Legionnaire.
He's going to send... he's going to use a Vapor Snag on this?
He looks like he's thinking about it. Do I want to save my creature?
Yes,
I
he
do.
does.
At the cost of 1 life and 1 card, I get to save my dude. And that might be really relevant later.
Yeah, that's not the worst thing I've seen all of it, isn't it? So we're going to see Mark come here. Now he's going to probe.
I predict a Porcelain Legionnaire in his hand. So we've got Divine Offering, Porcelain Legionnaire, Vapor Snag, and we can't see what else. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and that looks like double Snapcaster.
Double Snapcaster.
Double altered Snapcaster, by the way.
Yes. Those actually let you flash back 2 cards.
Oh wow, it's like the foil ones.
Yes.
So wait, Mark's playing foil ones.
This is gonna get messy. All right, Ponder's gonna shuffle some cards back.
Mark's deck, I think, is entirely foiled out.
That would just, I don't know, give me seizures.
I've never foiled out a deck. I'm just not a big foil guy, so.
It seems like people either really are or really aren't.
Yeah.
Like, there's very little middle ground there.
I don't like foils unless I get them so I can trade them away. I don't really ever try to get foils. So, untap Snapcaster, Jeff with Cryptic Command mana. Triple Island and a Seachrome Coast.
If there's 1 card I'm not sad is in the format. All right, we're going to see this Porcelain Legionnaire come back down.
Yeah, and looks to have resolved. Yeah, passes back, so.
Yeah.
Mark needs to find some aggression here.
He's still sitting on those 2 images, and they're just not really, nothing juicy.
I mean, he could image, right? Copy let's see, what is he copying? Is he going to copy Snapcaster?
Snapcaster. Divine Offering.
Yeah.
Run the Vapor Snag 1 more time.
Yeah, so Jeff can Vapor Snag his Legionnaire again.
Just thinking about it. And nope.
He lets it die. Okay.
Gonna go on down.
I think that's the right play. I think you might need those Vapor Snags for opposing creatures at some point.
Yeah.
So.
At some point, other things will be a problem. So there's some life gain going on, and
unsummoning your own dudes is not ideal.
So both players are sitting at 15 now. Moreland Haunt comes down. Oh, well, that's a good reason too.
Yeah, he can get value out of it. And Vapor Snag. Yeah, so that way clears the board. And now Jeff on the attack with 2 Snapcasters. Jeff has the edge at the moment. See if Mark can turn this around. Moreland Haunt of Zone. Delver of Secrets.
Shows up. A little late to the party, but better late than never, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. Sometimes you might just rather never see the Delver after a certain point. Like, you're way too late. I'd rather you be another card. Better late than never doesn't always apply very well to Magic. Like, Birds of Paradise on turn 8. Yeah, not better late than never.
There's a pot involved. But, yeah.
Oh, it could be relevant.
We're stretching now.
Or you're trying to block somebody's angel token from the Geist or something. Geist of Saint Tract. It's a nice little one-turn fog.
And so, and then, of course, Delver is also playing this game where he can be a little bit of defense, because Mark definitely needs to start establishing some presence. He's still sitting on those 2 phantasmal images.
Well, he used one, remember, on the,
he's
on the
still on
Snapcaster.
one,
So he's at least got one. Unless he drew a third, in which case he could have 2.
He can also pop a guy out of here with Moorland Haunt.
Yeah, so phantasmal image for Jeff.
Probably hit a gut shot, I would imagine.
Yeah, copy Snapcaster.
Whoa.
Wait a second.
Gut shot. Nope.
Starts thinking about it.
Huh.
I mean, that was an awfully quick shortcut. I can't imagine he
thought of a different play.
I can't imagine he can choose another card to you. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you know, it depends. You know, if
he picked up the gut shot, started to point it, and backed up. I can understand him not using the gut shot to target the
angel comes down.
The guy.
Oh, it looks like there's some confusion here.
Yeah. So Mark is saying Delver of Secrets is not an angel. I'm flashing it in response to the Delver being targeted by the gut shot. At least that's what I am assuming is happening here. So Delver disappears, comes back. That was that motion right there.
Yeah.
He's like, comes back. It wasn't flipped anyway, so I don't even know where there's confusion on that.
So we were just talking about the angel just being that kind of trump card.
Yeah, I mean, and that ability is almost like flavor text that somehow becomes relevant sometimes. I feel like, you know, like it can do that, but that's almost like not even what the card would be really good if it was just 3/4 flash flying, and that's it. But it also blinks guys, and so Mark showing us just another kind of trump there.
You sense a little frustration from Jeff here in his line.
Yeah, he's
kind of disrupted.
like, I targeted it with gut shot. Yes, and then the Delver disappeared and came back. It's not the same Delver anymore.
Yeah.
The one that you targeted disappeared.
And every time something that can be very confusing for some players too. You know, when a card leaves near its play,
you feel like it's
not the same card. What do you mean it's not the same card? It's right there, but it's not the same object.
Right.
So now we're seeing. We're not sure who has priority right now. It's like.
So is this, okay. So Jeff flashes in another Snapcaster, flashes back a Vapor Snag to bounce Mark's Restoration Angel.
Yeah, I think Mark
goes to 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, except the fact that his life total keeps shrinking. He's going to go to 5 here if he doesn't block.
Unless he knows
he can trade with a Snapcaster here.
Unless he knows what he's facing down. I mean, probably would be okay with the trade right here.
Did you see what's in Jeff's hand? He's only got 1 card left. I didn't quite see it.
Yeah, I'm just going to trade up here.
So trades with a Snapcaster. I think that's fine.
Looks like Divine Offering.
And
there's a white card. I caught that much.
Very likely Divine Offering then. Divine Offering or Porcelain Legionnaire.
He could potentially have brought in Timely Reinforcements, but that seems unlikely. And he also has a Singleton Revoke existence.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Look at boards. I forgot, I'm thinking main deck. So Mark just played Cavern of Souls, probably named Angel. We already know he's got an Angel. And
but is this too late now? I mean, he's still holding an image, right?
Mark is still holding an image, I believe. It's all right. Spectral Flight on Snapcaster Mage. Mark has a response, or at least he looked like he had a response. He at least feigned a Vapor Snag. Maybe he was thinking, I don't know if I want to give him a Snapcaster back in his hand. Because that allows, because what will happen is Snapcaster goes back to Jeff's hand, Jeff plays Snapcaster, flashes back Vapor Snag on Mark's Angel, which he is likely to be casting this turn. So, I think...
just a big old ball of awkward.
I think you just okay. He's gonna dismember in response. He didn't need to do that in response. It's only a 4/3. I think you let it resolve. And I mean,
yeah. I mean, he's pretty safe with he's using the cavern there.
Interesting. Why did he use the cavern?
And my initial thought was maybe he thought he could use it from black, but that's not.
No, it doesn't. It's not relevant anyway. No. Yeah. He was at 7. Now he's at 3.
Maybe it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his thoughts were there. I thought he would have used the dismember differently. Like, you didn't. If you were going to dismember, you don't need to do it before the spectral flight resolves. You can wait because Snapcaster is only getting +2/+2. It's a 2/1. It becomes a 4/3. So dismember still kills it just as dead. Okay, so he's going to flash in Restoration Angel.
Snag the image.
Vapor Snag on Jeff's image. Use Restoration Angel to block the Snapcaster and apparently take 1. I feel like Mark could have played that better, but it still worked out for him.
Well, we'll see if it worked out.
Yeah. If he was going to cast the Dismember anyway, he still should have been in pretty much the same spot here.
Yeah.
I'm still surprised he tapped the Cavern, unless he named something else with Cavern. You know, I assumed he named Angel, just to make sure that Angel resolved. But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
What? Hey, Jeremy, can we find out what he named with Cavern? We're going to get confirmation. And if he did name Angel, then I'm really confused.
Looks like he's considering tapping it for something else. I can't. So he's holding the image. So it looks.
Yeah, he could definitely go ahead and copy. Just have another 3/4.
And Jeff is counting up how many spirit tokens he can make. It looks like he's got 3 bodies in the yard right now.
Yeah, but can only do 1 at a time.
1 at a time, but eventually that's going to.
Yeah, Mark at 2 life is really precarious against a deck that plays Vapor Snags and Gut Shots.
So Snapcaster.
Flashes back Ponder and sees Ponder Delver. I think it was Delver. You and your foils, Mark, son. Come on.
Very shiny. I'm sure of the Ponder.
I believe it's Ponder Delver on the edges. I don't know what's in between, and the fact that it's kind of dark makes me think it's a Snapcaster. You see how Snapcaster's got a very dark artwork on the one side.
You notice a lot of things sitting here all day, don't you? Looking at Magic.
Well, you have to try to figure out how you can identify things. Like you see, like Ponder obviously has like that kind of glowing circle on it, but Moorland Haunt has almost the same thing. So if you only catch a glimpse of the artwork, sometimes you can get those two confused. But Moorland Haunt, luckily the border can usually help you figure it out. But yeah.
So now Mark can actually image this Snapcaster if he chooses.
Looks like he did not.
He's going to save it for another day.
And Jeff makes a second spirit, and this is going to be interesting. Mark with 3 mana up can only block 1 of those spirits, so Jeff could theoretically get in for 1 here, depending on what Mark has available. Now, obviously, Mark is representing maybe a Snapcaster Vapor Snag, or maybe just a Vapor Snag, or he obviously Gut Shot's a dead card for Mark.
He's just gonna make a guy.
That's right. He had his own Moorland Haunt, so he could just make his own guy. So that's actually what happens here. Mark makes a guy, untaps, plays Delver of Secrets.
And now this is going to be pretty hard for Jeff to dig out of because he doesn't have a whole lot in the way of.
He named Human with Cavern. Okay. That makes sense. Why, or makes a little more sense that he didn't name that he used it for the Dismember.
Yeah.
But I'm semi-surprised he didn't name Angel just because that card seems to be doing so much work for him, and I'd want to make sure it resolved. He's got Phantasmal Image at the front of his hand. Looks like he's thinking about it. He's mounting quite a defense.
Yeah, he's definitely
and offense. He is. He's going to have to actually start attacking, but...
the time of the round is also a little bit of an issue at this point.
You know how much time is left?
I'm not sure. It seems like they started a little bit late, so they probably have a short extension. We're going to see an image come down.
16 minutes?
16 on the clock.
That's a rough amount of time for Mark to win 2 games.
All right, so Image is going to flash the Snapcaster. So he has 2 Angels now, and we're going to see Mark flash back. Looks like Ataxian Probe. He's going to pay for it. Divine Offering and Glacial Chasm.
Glacial Fortress.
Glacial Fortress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glacial Chasm.
Glacial Chasm, Mark wins this game.
This game becomes a lot better.
Yeah. Moreland Haunt activates again for Jeff, and he's got 3 spirits. Spectral Procession.
I'm going to start seeing some of these Angels do some work, I believe.
Yeah, see, that's what's crazy. So many times you see somebody go, well, there's a Delver Seekers from Jeff. Go Phantasmal Image, copy Snapcaster. But when Snapcaster's available on your side of the board and you have Restoration Angel available as a target, you get both. You're like, I get the Angel and I get the blink, get the flashback kind of thing happening. So, and that's what Mark did last turn. I think
Mark's
awesome.
going to flip his Delver.
What was it he
It was
showed?
a Probe.
Okay. So Gataxian Probe.
He's just going to burn it to see a card. Nothing changed with his hand.
Yeah, but
No, he's going to
ponder. Okay.
That's even better. That's kind of just what this deck does, right? It's
Just
never really...
cantrips. Meanwhile, it's like cantrips, unsummons, and then sometimes maybe I attack you. It's kind of like I'll apply pressure while cantripping all over the place.
So, I'm sure you've seen some of the discussion going around. Is there some cards from this deck that need to be banned? Is it too dominant? After sitting here watching, a day's worth of Magic, where do you fall on that discussion?
I think it's too early to tell, and I think June 20th might be too early to tell as well. You know what I mean? Like, I think June 20th is when they have to make the decision, or they have to announce the decision, so they obviously have to make it by June 19th, theoretically, and I don't think that there's enough data for that. We've seen one event where it was ridiculous last week, and we don't even know how the top 8's going to shake out tonight.
Sure.
Could be half Delver. We'll see. I mean, there's a lot of Delver here, but that could be also a function of last week. So, anyway, Moreland Haunt activates again for Jeff, and then Timely Reinforcements gets him 3 dudes. So no life though. Mark, I think, wishes he had the Timely Reinforcements.
That's just actually it hasn't cast it. Just flipping Delver with it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was actually on the stack. You're right. There's no mana tapped there.
Mark may respond to the trigger. Oh, no, he's not. All right. Meanwhile, Jeff took 5 from the attack of Snapcaster and a Insectile Abomination.
Yeah, Aberration. That's the second time this week that I've noticed somebody call it Abomination instead of Aberration.
Well, it is an Abomination for the creature type, is it not?
Maybe it is. I don't know. So, well, I guess I have to look up Insectile Aberration. It's human insect. Yeah, so there's no abomination in there, but
it is an abomination to this format.
I'm sure some people could call it that. I don't argue with that, but technically that's not the card's name or its creature type.
And we're seeing doing some counting here. Meanwhile, time continues to burn off the clock.
Yeah, both players are going to have to play fast if they want to get out of this with better than a draw.
And
all right, so
Insect is coming across. It feels like there's some kind of setup here. Looks like Mark's going to bite. Let's see what you got. Nope.
He has to do.
No,
he has to block.
He has to block, but
he's just trying to decide what he wants to do. So,
okay.
Yeah, Phantasmal Image.
I mean, you never know. Maybe he won't.
Phantasmal Image Angel blocks the Insectile Aberration, and that's it. Yeah, I think that was fine of Jeff to attack because he was forcing Mark to block, but he was. But yeah, actually, you know what? I don't know why you do that because Mark has to block. It's like if he doesn't block, he just loses. So I don't know. Did he think he was going to
shenanigans here?
Chump with a spirit? I don't know. So
Timely Reinforcements mana leaked twice.
Wow. Yeah, Mark making use of those double mana leaks. So Timely Reinforcements
We got mana
in
leaks,
the bin.
got paid, got flashed back. So doing some serious effort and push in there.
Yeah, very. I think timely reinforcements was going to be really bad for Mark.
Yeah,
so
now Mark can.
It's good that he was able to keep it off.
And that is the only. He's got one more potentially, but is this it? You have Aberration.
I think this might be shuffle up for game 3 and play as fast as you can. Which will be interesting to see too.
He's going to be.
Is he going to be conservative here? I guess so. Leave some guys back just in case.
Am I wrong? Is that not lethal? If he hits with all 3?
Well, yeah, it is. If he swings with all 3, it's lethal. But if he just blocks one of them.
Oh, I forgot those guys have 4.
And yeah, those guys he can.
The artwork has him squarely on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm still playing 4th edition rules, my friend.
The blinking spirit flies.
Yes.
And yeah.
All right, so
he's gonna
take 3.
He's gonna chump take 3. Mark has to play it safe here. Yeah, maybe I was too hasty in thinking that Mark could get in for lethal.
Legionnaire. All right.
Jeff, 3 mana for the Legionnaire. Not for Exian mana.
And Jeff's still sitting on plenty of mana to make guys, and plenty of guys in the bin to make guys with.
And 1 card in Jeff's hand is still that Divine Offering, right?
Still.
And Mark should know that too. Because Mark's seen his hand, and there's never been a target for it.
Well, I would imagine that he's probably boarded out his swords.
Yeah, I mean, that's. But what I'm saying is, Mark has to have no fear of what's in his hand. There's no Vapor Snags. Can you just Alpha Strike here?
I think he's going to try.
He's mostly Alpha Striking. I don't. In this case, I kind of just Alpha. If he's leaving back 2 Snapcasters, I think I just Alpha Strike. Okay, so he's Moorland Haunt is going to make another guy. Mark goes Snapcaster, Vapor Snag one of your guys, put you to 4. He's got 3 blockers. He blocks the 3 biggest guys. Goes to 2. Yeah, it's chump, chump, chump. So
double gutch.
Yeah.
Game 3.
Right. Yeah. Well, Mark can't play gut shot, unfortunately.
This would be a very interesting way to try to do this game.
Yeah. He could just show him, I've got 2 gut shots in my hand, and Jeff's like, scoop them up, and like, I couldn't cast them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could cast them.
Well, he could cast one of them.
Yeah. So if your goal is to end the game, you will definitely succeed.
Yeah, so, alright, Porcelain Legionnaire comes over, tussles with the Snapcaster Mage, Snapcaster goes to Graveyard.
Make a guy.
Yeah, and I think that's it for Jeff. Jeff may have 2 cards in hand. I don't even think.
All right, so let's.
Are we gonna go to game 3? Are you guys really need to go to game 3 here? This is looking like it's going to be a draw. I don't know that Jeff can. I mean, I guess Jeff can, do something to get out of this because Mark is it too. So I take it back. I could see them, Jeff trying to hang on and see if he could get Mark with like a Vapor Snag Snapcaster situation.
Yeah.
But it wasn't there. Mark's son evens it up after a really tough game 2, and there are 7 minutes left in the round. Now that's the official time. These guys probably have something of an extension.
Some kind.
No extension? We did start fairly close to on time. So if there's an extension, it may be like a minute or 2.
So game 3, we're going to see Jeff on the play.
It's nothing if not exciting, right?
Well,
down to the wire. No, I mean, like here we have a Delver Mirror, which I understand some people hear that as being boring, but I hear that as like, this is going to be cool. We got to see the decisions that these guys make to try to trump each other with, most of the same cards. Going to game 3, both of these guys undefeated, and they're going to have basically 5 minutes to play. So they're going to have to they're going to have to change their plan, their game plan, to be more aggressive. What's that?
Is Jeff undefeated as well?
I believe so. I believe they're both undefeated.
So both these guys are in really good shape right now. Obviously, you'd love to go into the next round so you can just draw and
absolutely
be on your merry, but The draw here is not the worst for either player. And it looks like they're already drawing opening hands here.
Yeah, I think if I'm looking at the clock going, all right, I have 5 minutes to win, I have to go right back to like the most aggressive game plan I can think of.
Sure.
So I go back, and if I even boarded in, I don't know what Mark boarded in, but presumably he became more of a control deck.
Well, he definitely brought in his Phantasmal Images.
Right. We never saw timely reinforcements from Mark, never saw a Consecrated Sphinx, so it's possible that he actually stayed as a more aggressive deck, and therefore may have just decided to stick with that for game 3 here. But if he boarded into the Consecrated Sphinx kind of package, I would assume that he went back on that just out of the fact that he needs to win fast here.
Looks like Mark's feeling the pressure a little bit here as the clock grinds down. Perhaps Jeff is mulliganing here. They're probably going to have 4 or 5 minutes left to play this. Of course, extra turns.
Yeah, they basically got 5 minutes and 5 turns, after the 5 minutes.
So, now, Jeff has the more aggressive list.
Yeah.
Just card
and
for
he's
card.
on the play. So things are looking good for Jeff, I would think. The advantage goes to him
Just coming out of
for
the
the
gate.
deck and the fact that he's on the play.
So we'll see here. Looks like
This may just end in a draw.
yeah.
Really.
I think we're probably looking
That's
at a
the
draw.
most likely.
Although I guess it is possible for one deck to just explode.
Yeah, for sure. And especially if the other deck just fizzles, just has a slow start. I don't know if you heard this, and for those of you who may not have been watching a little while ago, I was on a break, but I happened to be watching while I was sitting in a restaurant eating. I had it on my iPhone, and a player had 4 Delvers in play, and they all flipped at the same time. And then he lost. I thought that was crazy.
Start with the probe. We're going to see a Delver, a probe, a Mana Leak,
Glacial
Ponder.
Fortress. Yeah, right. We're going to set up double Glacial Fortress, probe, Mana Leak, Ponder, Delver, Snapcaster.
That's the hand you want to keep.
It's a nice hand. What's scary about it is Mark's on the draw, and his lands both come into play tapped. Obviously, the same land.
Yeah.
He's going to really want to hit a better land with that probe that he presumably is going to cast here.
I mean, that's a pretty reasonable chance to take.
Yeah, it's quite a gamble because he's going to be a turn behind for the first couple turns if he doesn't see like a basic land or a Seachrome Coast.
Well, I guess the thought process is basically,
Okay, so probe you.
so if I draw this card,
All right, he's got two draw steps, not 2 draw steps, but 2 draws.
right?
So he's got the 1 for the turn, which he just drew, which we didn't see what it was, and now he's going to get 1 off probe. Okay, so we've got Snapcaster, Image, Geist, double Dismember.
Wow.
So double Dismember, double Snapcaster. Jeff can put himself very quickly to, what is that, 2 life? If he can go Dismember, Snapcaster.
So Mark doesn't see the land, but I think that's a fine keep anyway, just in this situation, because if he's looking at the clock, well, if I draw the island,
Yeah,
then I've got gas, and if I don't, this game is probably going to draw anyway.
it would be a hand I'd think about a little bit, and so he drew Restoration Angels, the new card. I think he's showing us there. So, or one of the new cards. Actually, he didn't have that image there, did he? Before?
He did have the image.
He did. Okay.
I think it was the extra ponder.
Magic players, just a reminder, we are
So-
still taking pre-registrations for tomorrow's Legacy Open. If you're interested in pre-registering for the Legacy Open,
So Mark now able to ponder. Now this is going to help. Able to hopefully get a land that'll come into play tapped or untapped. I'm sorry, he already has a land that comes into play tapped, and he has Island, which came into play tapped but added mana. Yeah, so Delver of Secrets from Mark. And now we've got Mark has quite a hand. Jeff's going to basically have to use those Dismembers if he wants to take care of that Delver, unless he's drawn something better. So Snapcaster attacks.
We know
Mark.
that Jeff has the Geist, but Jeff knows that Mark has the. I guess he just doesn't care.
The image. No, he's just gonna play the Geist. So, I mean, this is the sub game in Delver. It's like, hey, we both got Geists. I'm going to force you to play your Geist or image by playing my Geist. So, ooh, and there's some thunder. That wasn't actually thunder, something fell. So,
I mean,
image
that
takes out
was the sound of two guys sitting in the graveyard.
Yeah, I guess that's what it was. So, Delver does not flip for Mark, but gets into the red zone. And it's a race which Jeff's going to win this race until that Delver flips. And Jeff, does he have another?
Another one? That would be.
Okay.
No, maybe
Was
not.
that okay? Attack with Snapcaster.
And I don't know what he's doing. He doesn't know it. Okay.
Passes back. Delver flips. Doesn't flip. Okay. It looked like he was about to show him.
Just
So I thought it flipped. So
Yeah.
1, 2, Snapcaster.
Probe you. Let's see what you got now. Oh.
And it's double dismember, timely reinforcements, which works great with those dismembers. Makes those dismembers almost free. And Phantasmal image. And that was time, official time. Mark into the red zone with the Delver.
So it looks like Jeff's going to start turn 1 here for us.
That is if they don't have any extension. And we can keep track of it either way.
Yeah.
So Snapcaster into the red zone for Jeff, trades with Mark's Snapcaster. Jeff taps 3, plays timely reinforcements. Mark has the mana. He's like, whatever you were going to cast for 3 mana,
Just stop it.
I'm going to mana leak it.
There is no spell that I want you to resolve right now that starts with 3 mana.
Exactly. Although I'm pretty sure he knew that it was going to be timely reinforcements because that's the only 3 mana spell that Jeff had when Mark probed him.
Yep.
Although it could have been Geist, and I can't imagine Mark would have let that resolve either. So Gutshot flips Mark's Delver, and Mark now draws the Gutshot. In for 3, attack you.
He's just not going to.
Jeff looks to be taking it. Life totals even at 12.
Just not enough time on the round.
This would be turn 3.
This is turn 3 as far as we know.
Yeah, if they didn't get an extension, so they may have a minute or 2. And Mark has Restoration Angel in hand, but no Cavern Naming Angel, so Jeff is able to counter it if he has a counter spell. Snapcaster Mage. They have a 4-minute extension. Okay, they have 4 minutes left. Okay, they have quite.
Now things are a little bit more dicey.
Yeah.
They have 4 minutes left.
Well, I'd rather see this end in a win or a loss here, not a draw. So it looks like a Snapcaster flashing back Ponder.
So another timely reinforcements there. So that's.
Looks like, is that what he
No,
drew?
it looked like timely was second.
Okay, maybe he drew Vapor Snag.
I believe he did.
Very quick. Couldn't quite see. So Jeff representing Mana Leak. Mark declines to cast his Restoration Angel, but if we're going to see Restoration Angel, this might be a time where we see it. Although it's gonna blink it, so it might not be. It actually might not be relevant. He might just let it.
Yeah.
Might just let it get bounced and just replay it.
It seems like much better.
There's not really any value in blinking it here, except for saving that 1 mana. So okay, looks like
we're gonna see
Snapcaster. Are we gonna see Snapcaster Mana Leak?
Like
Yes, we are. Mark being very aggressive. I like it.
Yeah, I mean,
I like it.
There's not much time left in his. Jeff does not have a hand that is going to become aggressive very quickly.
Yeah, and Mark is happy to add another 2 power to the board too, even if it's gonna more likely trade with Jeff's Snapcaster than anything.
And then took the timely reinforcements in hand, which is probably gonna wish he had that right about now.
Yeah, so timely reinforcements now resolves. Mark gonna respond by gut-shotting his own Snapcaster, which is a heck of a play here. He's gonna let Jeff gain some life, but not get the 3 dudes seriously. The Evan Irwin half of timely reinforcements.
3 dudes.
Seriously.
But Jeff does pick up some life, puts him ahead on life totals, but now you just have to wonder, because Jeff has been playing that line for about 2 turns now.
Yeah.
And where that got derailed.
Mark now in with his Insectile Aberration.
Jeff has the, looks like he has an image, so.
Looks like Dismember. Dismember, and I'm surprised Mark didn't go with the Restoration Angel plan there. Although he does know that Jeff has the second Dismember for the Angel, so he would end up with a 1/1 Delver and maybe no Angel. So
At some point,
Mark may be on a different, maybe thinking better of it. So all right, he's going to go Phantasmal Image, copy Jeff's Snapcaster, flashback Ponder, sees Island something that he doesn't like, shuffle him away. So
at some point there is a Phantasmal Image in Jeff's hand that could potentially turn on that Timeline Reinforcements again. This is another sub game that we're.
Oh yeah, he could gain some life, but
eventually, I mean, the board state could adjust, and
yeah, I see what you're saying. So he could eventually do it when they're going to be a little more timely. Those reinforcements.
Yes, those reinforcements.
All right, so both players with a Snapcaster in play, Marks of the Phantasmal variety. Jeff adds a Delver of Secrets, and this game is tight.
Looks like Snapcaster's going to come across.
And looks like Moorland Haunt is going to activate, put a spirit in the way.
Now that could be important, because that just turned off the timely reinforcement battle.
Yeah.
Or the Vapor Snag, or Dismember.
Yeah, and maybe Mark was thinking along the same lines. If Jeff has images, take out that Snapcaster before Jeff is able to capitalize on it. Yeah,
Image and a Dismember in hand.
And Delver of Secrets.
Delver of Secrets.
For Mark's son. And looks like he's going to attack. He's attacking with Snapcaster. I don't know what the tap my Delver was about. Not tap, but like touch my Delver was about.
Well, it looks like Snapcaster got through. Jeff hoping for something good.
Mark has a Vapor Snag.
Still has an Angel.
Yeah, he's got Vapor Snag, Angel. He's got some tricky things in his hand.
They're down to 1 minute left in the round before they hit their turn.
They're on turn 1.
Oh, they're on turn 1.
Okay.
That is very different.
Quite different, yeah. So Jeff with really few options here, but Mark not putting him under enough pressure to make it as vital that he draws some.
Mark only has two attack steps left.
Yeah, so I presume the Angel may be coming down very soon. Okay, Spectral Flight on Delver of Secrets, and Mark now going to Vapor Snag the Delver.
All right.
And now no Angels coming into play this turn, but probably a Spirit token for Mark. He's really hoping to flip the Delver here.
He's almost going to have to.
Looks like
Delver come back.
Okay, so Jeff brings back Delver.
Makes the guy.
Yeah, Mark with a Spirit off of Moorland Haunt, and now they're keeping track of turns there. So this must be turn 2 here for Mark.
He's just going to bring him.
Yeah, just everybody. So offers up the trade. Obviously, it looks like Delver's trade. Okay.
So he's taking 3, going down to 4. That seems.
And that makes the Dismember dead. Jeff does not have access to black mana. Not that the Dismember was anything but fairly dead. Okay, so wow. Okay, so that's right. Mark has a Snapcaster too, and Jeff able to get full value out of a Timely Reinforcements flashed back off a Phantasmal Image. Mark could have responded. See, couldn't Mark have responded with that Angel? No, it wouldn't have mattered. Wait,
it wouldn't.
He could have, if he would have responded with the Angel to the Phantasmal Image.
Well, I mean, either of those creatures is not going to be on the table, but that still leaves him with 2 versus 1.
I guess what I'm saying is, if he responded to the Phantasmal Image, and blinked his own Phantasmal Image, it's not there to be a Snapcaster mage.
I got you. Yeah, that's definitely possible.
So Jeff able to get Timely Reinforcements and use the otherwise dead Dismember on the Angel.
And we're going to go for a draw here.
Restoration Angel from Mark. And something happened there. I don't know if it was a draw or what.
That was a draw.
Was it? Okay.
That was turn 5.
Was that turn 5? I thought Mark was turn 2, so I thought that was turn 3.
It bounced very quickly.
Oh, it must have just been very quick. Oh, that sucks. Timely reinforcement should be banned. No, just kidding.
Yeah.